First kick, I snap into action. When I'm digging in the trenches, get dominated off the line of scrimmage. Read and react quick to make it early diagnosis. Hit you with the quick release like Marino Danny dopeness. Explosive change of direction in the true essence of Reggie Bush. From JT and ZT to DVP and AVG. Terminator to a quarterback, Hunter JP. Steve Ross, the boss, King Flow, and card slinging, gambling genius, Slick Chris Greer.
Hey, good morning, Justin.
Good morning. Good morning to everybody. You were rolling live with Dolphins Daily with Rob and Diggin. That's me, JPF Scout. Welcome all you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel on your way in.
Yeah, thank you. And yes, like he just said, I'm Rob Mosley, aka Dolphins Thirsty. Thank you, Justin. And
no
I just want to take this one moment, even though he was not a Miami Dolphin player, but he's still an NFL great, Franco Harris.
Rest in peace, Rick.
So I would just like to tip my hat to Franco for entertaining all of us and passing away way too young. So, he was a Hall of Famer, and it's a shame, some of these players go at a young age and you don't know how much it has to do with, maybe them playing for us, giving their body out there, running around, banging around. So I don't know what his cause was. I just heard it this morning. But anyway, so our condolences to the Franco Harris family.
Yeah.
So anyway,
sucks. Sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Right after we just lost Mike Leach, then we lost out on a great there in Franco. Yeah. Lester Cotton is a former Alabama guard who has experience with Tua. Has experience with our quarterback, has been signed to the practice squad, and Lamont Galliard has been released. Lester Cotton is a guy who's, in my opinion, like a Solomon Kindly. He's really strong, got really good functional power, better run blocker than he is a pass blocker. He's a mauler. He's a guy in between the tackles. His functional movement, though, from side to side, a change of direction is piss poor. He can't move and get to the spots he's going to need to. So if they're planning on using him at all in the lineup, it's going to be to run block and to run behind. I don't know about that move. Maybe they see something in him, or Tua said something to the coaching staff they like.
Yeah, he's on the practice squad, so he has time to develop. It's one of those depth moves that they think he's better than the guy we released from the practice squad. You're not so sure about.
I don't know about that. I think Galliard's a little bit better than Cotton, but that's just me.
Yeah.
So what do I know? I'm just some chump on the street. I don't know anything.
So I said a Richmond Webb shirt you're wearing today? Yeah,
I'm gonna rock the Rich. I decided I was gonna rock the Richmond today. I was gonna wear my Jim Langier, and then I was like, I'm gonna rock this today.
I know, man. Richmond was great, man. Hey, good morning, Theo.
Hell yeah, it's good to see you in here, Theo. We love having you here, man. Yeah. Like I said, if the Theo wants to come up, or anybody does, drop that link in there, get them up here, let's wrap.
Yeah, anyone, let us know if you want to be part of the show. But anyway, so that was sad news about Franco Harris. I literally just heard it minutes before coming on here.
Same here, man. Honestly,
that was sad. Like I say, he's not a Dolphin, but he was still entertaining, in the NFL.
Yeah, it's really sad news. Like, he wasn't really that old of a guy.
No, I think he was 72. I read
72 years old. Wasn't really old. So
yeah, no,
it's not good. It stinks for the whole NFL.
Yeah, no, I agree. And then, so like I said, we touched on the Cotton. I went to you because you're the one that knows all these practice squads all over the NFL. I always go to you when we sign players. We just picked up that I don't know much about.
Right.
For informing me about Cotton. So,
absolutely.
Anyway, so we're going to have a guest later today. The notorious JP. He's a must listen to. So guys, stick around and you will be thoroughly entertained. So anyway, today's topic is the Dolphins. Are their backs against the wall going into the next 3 weeks? Are they going to be able to fight themselves off? And do you think they probably have that feeling that their backs are against the wall now? They've got themselves down into the final three, and it's basically you got to win at least two of them to be in. So you think they're going to have fighting?
by the numbers, they're not bad. Their backs aren't against the wall, but in my opinion, their backs are against the wall because they need to win. You can't just keep losing these games and keep thinking that it's going to be all good. So
I think over the last 3 games, yes, their backs are against the wall. Maybe just particular week they can get by without winning, but it's just I don't think they can. Because if you beat the Jets, and like I said yesterday, I said on the show, if you beat the Jets and the Patriots, you're in. But do you really want to drop?
That's what I'm saying.
Drop your 4th straight game at this time of year and then depend on beating New England. Anything can happen in one game. So you don't want to put all your eggs in one, So Theo doesn't think they are. I think they are a little bit just because I feel like they just have to come out. You have to get a playoff berth this year to me. Because you did all these big offseason additions. You changed the coach because you didn't think Flores was a guy to get you to that next level. You brought in a coach. You brought in all these big-time players. So, to me, they have to get into the playoffs. But, I don't think this week particularly.
I kind of agree with both of you. I agree with Theo, and I agree with you. Maybe I'm delusional, but I think we're still good. No,
we're good. But
we are still good.
No, we're good, but we still got to win to get into the playoffs. So that's where I'm coming up with, I think up against the wall. So
I understand what you're saying. From a mental standpoint, we need to win the football game. We need to get the monkey off our back. But statistically, we're still alive. Realistically, though, man, when you start looking at this Dolphins team, it's still built to do what it needs to do. We touched about that a little bit yesterday. We still have all the pieces in place to get it done. The problem with it is oh man, the way I'm feeling is it's like I hope it's just not too little, too late. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I agree about the playoff thing. My thing was this year get in and win a game. You know what? I'm with you, Theo. I wanted to win the Super Bowl when we were getting really hot and that's what I wanted. Super Bowl or bust. But I'm with you guys now. I just want to get into the playoffs and win one game, and I'll be actually really satisfied and call it a successful season. Thank you. It'll be nice to do that. We haven't done that in quite a long time. We have a lot of depth behind the offensive line, a lot of depth behind the defensive line. We're looking stacked. The problem with that is we've emptied everything out, right? We've already emptied all our resources, all our money.
Oh, I know.
Empty the tank.
You're all in. You don't have a first-round draft pick thanks to the league taking one of them away, and then thank you for trading for Chubb. You don't have a first-round pick.
No picks. So we have a second-round pick.
Money. We don't have cap space to go sign a sexy season free agent. You can make. There's always room to maneuver, but
we could just trade. We just trade somebody.
We could trade salary for salary. We got our special guest backstage here, guys. So
awesome, dude. Gino's ready to roll.
Bring him in. Good morning. How are you doing, the notorious JP? How are you today?
Am I special?
Yeah, on this show. Damn, we lost him.
Yeah, I know. Right away we lost him, but he'll be back. It says devices not connected on my up. Here he is. He's back already.
Bad way.
Wait, you cut out. We lost you after Am I Special? You cut out. So I'm gonna.
See, that's fitting because I'm special in that way. I'm special that way. That just left the question linger.
That's right.
Hey, can I start off real quick with a couple of things here?
You can.
Of course.
All right. First off, I want to start out somber, man. Franco Harris.
Yeah.
It's just it's sad. 50 years tomorrow would be the anniversary of the Immaculate Reception.
Yep.
This weekend, Saturday, he was supposed to get his number retired by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Which what the hell took so long to retire his number?
What's the deal with that?
Yes.
And it's a damn shame that he passed in his sleep and was unable to see this live, to see the 50 years of one of the greatest plays. Whether you're a Steeler fan, I know this is a Dolphins channel, but we can all appreciate one of the great plays in NFL history, which started a great dynasty in professional football history. Yeah. Franco, as a man, I had the chance to work in the Pittsburgh media for 93.7 The Fan from 2009 to 2012, and Franco was a true gentleman. He really was a great guy. Actually got to help his son with his mayoral campaign against Luke Ravenstahl back in 2008 and 2010. Just a great family all around. So my heart goes out to the Harris family. Football lost one of its all-time great running backs. The city of Pittsburgh lost one of its great sports figures.
too
but,
soon.
The immaculate reception and Franco's legacy will live forever. And it's just it's sad. It's every week. Last week we came on here and talked about Mike Leach.
I know.
Whose legacy will live forever. Today we talk about Franco Harris. Hopefully we don't have to come on here every Tuesday or Wednesday and talk about people dying, because
let's hope not.
Hopefully not. Yeah, we had touched on it a little bit, but you did it with a little more knowledge on the person. We just did it about the football player. So thank you.
You're welcome. But I do want to do a quick rant, too, on this as well. Franco was a great guy, man. Franco was a great guy. And,
he was
somebody that kept, he donated a lot. He kept a low profile. And, it's a shame you have imbeciles like Mark Madden, okay, who had nothing good to say about him, but now they're going to profit by talking nice about him. Mark can kiss my – can I swear on here?
Yeah.
Yes, again.
Mark can kiss my fucking ass, okay? Mark is like – Mark, you're nothing but an omnipotent douchebag, okay?
Yeah, Mark.
You called him Free Meal Franco a month ago, okay, and talked nothing but garbage about him, but now you want to kiss his ass? Sit your stupid behind down, okay? You had nothing good to say about him when he was alive. Now you're going to kiss his rear end and he's dead. Save your fake applause and save your fake condolences for people, because I'm that way. Look, if you didn't like me when I'm alive, don't say nice shit about me when I'm dead. And speaking of nice people, I got nothing to say. There's this clown on Twitter, and some of you have seen it. His name's Mike Jackson. He fights in the UFC. Okay, we call it fights. Okay, I've seen better fights in the rush hour to get to the bathroom at football games. Okay? Tito Latoya and the old man Jackson, the actual Michael Jackson, who hasn't been here since 2009, would put up better fights. This dipshit, I think he's won 2 fights in the UFC. He has 2 fights in his MMA career. One of them by disqualification in a fight he was getting his ass kicked in, and a guy illegally poked him in the eye. The other one he beat CM Punk, and he got it overturned because he was coked up on methamphetamines. You're a hell of a guy, okay? He goes out there and he makes an ass of himself inside the cage every time he's in there. Now he's making an ass of himself outside of the cage. All right, the guy wants to talk shit about a small child on Twitter.
What?
So I go on there and I tell him, I'm like, look, you're a douchebag. You're not a douchebag. Don't do this. And he wants to accuse me of being a racist. I'll tell you what racist is, dude. I hate stupid people that talk shit about kids. You got a problem with adults, that's fine. Leave small children who are less than 3 years old out of it. And if you want to talk smack about me, and you want to talk and challenge me to fights in private messages, don't worry, I won't poke you in the eye. I know I'm better to go with. I could probably fight longer than 2.5 minutes like you can, and I haven't stepped in an octagon in a cage in probably 20 years. I haven't been in an actual fight that didn't involve me punching somebody in the mouth and knocking them unconscious in 3 days. So it's just like, people like you're an embarrassment to be in the UFC. It's a damn shame that Mickey Gall whooped your ass and he got fired. Well, we got clown shows like you that moonwalk yourself into 2-minute knockouts.
What's the dude's name? Michael Jackson?
I'm not a UFC guy, so I don't even know who the hell you guys are talking about.
I think he said Michael Jackson. I don't know who he is either. Who is he? His
name's Mike the Truth. He calls himself Mike the Truth Jackson. The only thing truthful about him is that he sucks.
Okay. Hey, fair enough, man. You got it off the chest, so that's good. I was like, okay, it's all good. Hey,
I would pay to see you and him in the ring together.
Look forward to on Wednesdays.
I said, if you've seen a guy take a punch, I swear to God, I've seen better chins on a freaking telephone book, man. I mean, I've seen better.
Oh, that's good shit.
Yeah, it is. It is. Like I say, I'm not the UFC guy, but hey, I take his word for it. Now I can act like I know what
See, dude, Twitter could get into all kinds of stuff during the week.
I know.
I've seen people take better punches on the front of a Hawaiian punch can. I mean, it's kind of ding dong. I'm going to sit there talking, call me Jakob, and tell me to sit down with my white fragility. The only thing fragile is your chin, you piece of shit. Sit down before I fucking smack you around some more.
Get out of my face, you sissy, before I give you a slap. Oh, that's good.
That's
stuff,
right. I'll make you grab your crotch and go hee when I punch you in the chin. Sit down.
All right, now the Notorious are going to have to bring this injury towards the Miami Dolphins. So what do you think? I know there's no moral victory in the NFL, but were you impressed that the Dolphins hung in there with Buffalo?
What do you think last game? Probably is what he's going to say. What do you think about that last Buffalo Bills game there, Gino?
Man, I'm getting bothered that we lost 3 in a row here. Yeah. And, I know it's
rough.
San Francisco, Buffalo, and the Chargers. I almost called them San Diego, force of habit. It's been 5 years.
I know, I always do.
All of us do.
But, the bottom line is they're going to have to beat one of these teams in the playoffs. They're going to have to beat a team like this in the playoffs if they want to go anywhere, unless they want to be a 2006 and 2008. Yeah, they hung with Buffalo. They hung with the Chargers. But there is no such thing as, look, there's almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Right. You know what I mean? And that's like, I'm not going to I'm not going to abandon ship yet because, like I said, they're far above expectations for what I think. And my goal is to win a playoff game this year. Right. I don't, even when they were flying high, I wasn't expecting a Super Bowl win. But I'm concerned here with the 3 straight losses. Now it's at the point to where, look, you've got to, you're teetering a fine line. And I thank Josh, first time I'm going to pay Josh McDaniel a compliment. Not Mike McDaniel, guys. Josh McDaniel.
McDaniel. I know who you're talking about.
Coach of the Raiders.
Raiders, yeah.
The Raiders actually, because it was getting tense there. The Patriots were winning it. If Patriots won, they would have leapfrogged the Dolphins into their playoff spot. Thankfully, Josh McDaniels had enough. He put his ineptitude as a head coach aside long enough to beat his old boss. You know what I mean? Right. The Raiders actually played well enough to where they pulled out the win. They snatched victory from the jaws of defeat, and now Miami still has the playoff spot. But they've really got to get it together. They've got to get this. They do. They've got to pull it together because they're seeing that playoff spot slip away, and I don't want to see a late season collapse. And I know the schedule's tough. They're not losing to ham and egg or bum teams, gentlemen. They're losing to good teams, but that doesn't matter. Like I said at the beginning, they're going to have to beat one of these teams to get into the playoffs. I mean, otherwise we're going to get into the same argument like we had last year. Yeah, they beat all these teams. They had that 7-game winning streak, but they beat slob teams. So, it's
right. Oh, I'm with you. That's why I was saying that's why our theme today is kind of our backs against the wall, or the Dolphins back. So I agree. I think they have to go out there and they have to win. They say mathematically we don't not have to beat the Packers, as I said a few times, and you can beat the Patriots and the Jets and still make it. But just from the mental state, like Justin and I are saying, I mean, you got to beat the Packers to get the mojo of winning back on your side, because you can't be hitting 4-game losing streaks during a playoff push. So that's what we were talking about.
What did you think, Gino, about going to win all 3 remaining games? Yes, I agree, Theo. Gino, what did you think about the way that the Dolphins played in that game, though? Did you think they showed a lot of heart? Did you think they could have did more? Obviously, they left a couple plays out on the field. Did you agree with the 2-point conversion and the coaching calls? Like, what did you see that could have went differently? Obviously, coulda, shoulda, woulda. But do you feel like really bad about that loss, or do you feel that it gave us some sort of fighting spirit coming out of that game?
I don't feel bad about the loss, Justin. I mean, look, the last 2 times we lost to Buffalo, we got stank-legged. Okay, we got steamrolled. Let's call it.
That's right.
We lost a 3-point game to one of the best teams in the league. I'm not going to sit there and say it was a bad loss. Now, like I said, moral wins don't count. Moral wins are, like going to the senior prom and getting your first kiss from your cousin. I mean, maybe in Tennessee and Alabama and West Virginia, that's a red badge of courage, but in the National Football League, that doesn't mean
it's
anything.
Irrelevant.
When I get my first kiss and I get my first dance and I get past third base, I want it to be with somebody that I'm not related to. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
Right.
The last thing you want to do, like you said, you don't want to be skidding at this time of the year. And even if Miami does make the playoffs, okay, let's say they pull out and I don't know, man. That's playing with fire, though, because you're still, on a bit of skid heading into the playoffs, and that's the wrong time of year to playing raw football, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? This type of football at this time of year. The game itself, I mean, they showed a lot. They absolutely showed a lot. I mean, Tua played well. They went tit for tat against Josh Allen. I mean, that was –
yeah.
I mean, Mostert, they had their best running game of the season. I mean, there's a lot to take away from it.
No, yeah, we agree. Are you still there, the Notorious?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, yeah, because you cut in a couple times, but we got the gist of what you were saying. So, how were you with the coaching? You think because some people over the past couple of days, all the talking heads saying that the Dolphins coaching messed up that game and cost us more than some of the players. What was your take on that?
There were some coaching errors. I'm still thinking, look, the defense, they gave Josh Allen way too much to do what Josh Allen does. You cannot give Josh Allen that much freedom.
Yeah.
You can't. That's every team in the league. And here's what bothers me. Okay, they gave up a first-round pick and a lot of money to Bradley Chubb, and the whole idea was that you're going to have this dynamic pass rush game, with he and hopefully Jalen Phillips and Emmanuel Ogbah, who also was given a nice healthy contract in the offseason.
That's right.
For moments like this, where you're going to want to get in there and you're going to want to punch Josh Allen in the mouth. Hypothetically speaking, not you're going to want to get in there and stuff the box against Josh Allen to make him uncomfortable. We're not seeing it, and that's not because Chubb lacks talent. That's not because Phillip lacks talent. That's not because Ogbah can't get it done. I'm going to lay this on the feet of Josh Boyer. I'm sorry, I don't know what game plan is, and I'm not going to try to make Boyer the punching bag. But something's missing there. I mean, 304 yards, 4 touchdowns. I mean, Allen, I know, he's gonna go out there and get the touchdowns. That's gonna happen. Even if you turn into Mike Tyson against Glass Joe, it's gonna happen. He's gonna put the touchdowns in there. But bottom line is, the pass rush is non-existent, and that's concerning. And you've got a beat up secondary that's, giving Allen way too much time to throw. You're gonna get torn apart. And the second, that falls on the feet of coaching. McDaniel, he is a rookie head coach. I need to say that. It's
I agree, Theo. So
it's coaching. I'm not going to beat up Mike McDaniel for the mistakes he's making. He's learning on the job.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a guy that I watch. Sometimes he's got a show. I'll give him a little shout out on here. His name is Barry Cunningham, and he had an episode on where he was referring to some of the Dolphins. Like, some of you guys will get this. I know, Gino, you'll get it, and some people might not. But kind of like the Dolphins, like Major League, like the movie Major League, that one year where they came in and everybody was out. Now, oh no, they don't want you to win. They'll replace you with somebody who will lose. And he's like, they come up to the old catcher. And he's like, let's just win the whole damn thing. You guys remember that part in there?
Yeah.
And he kept Barry kept referring to the part of like, well, who's this person in the Dolphins? And people kept saying, remember Billy Dorn, which was the overpaid shortstop who Charlie Sheen slept with his wife on the show or on the movie, whatever. He's saying, who's the Billy Dorn of the Dolphins? And everybody kept talking about it. And it was either Byron Jones or Bradley Chubb or even Josh Boyer. I just thought it was funny, man. I tried to invite Dude on the show just to talk some ball and like shit around the biscuit a little bit. But I thought it was funny how he referred to the Dolphins like that in the Major League sense. Like, they can have a come to Jesus meeting now and be like, let's fucking just go for it. Or everybody can just fade out into the wrong type of sunset.
Yeah, no, I know. But the one good thing, the opposite, at least we got an owner that wants to win. So that's a good thing about the Dolphins. Because me and my sons were talking the other day, we also like baseball. We were saying, can you imagine if Stephen Ross had the baseball, stand where it's just a luxury tax? It wasn't really
right.
Ross wouldn't care about a luxury tax. He'd be like, sign this guy, so it'd be like outside of his control. So that's the one thing. I know we give a lot of hate to Ross because he sometimes stumbles through his press conferences, and he sometimes maybe doesn't make the move that way, but he tries. He has never been about money for Ross. I give him that, other than his taking my logos away that I prefer. But overall, he tries to make the best decision for the ball club. So I do give him kudos there. And I know he's not a popular owner. If you go on Twitter, so many people hate Ross.
Yeah, they don't like him.
Let me tell you a little secret. You guys have no idea that they hate Stephen Ross. You guys have no idea what a bad owner is. Take a look at the Florida Panthers. Take a look at the Miami Marlins historically. Now, the Panthers have a good owner now. I'm not going to lift my leg on the Panthers. They have a very good ownership group now. But it was not always that way. The Marlins, Jeff Loria, I mean, they've had John Henry, who just used the Marlins to basically become appealing to Major League Baseball so he could, He basically used one girl to get the hot girl next door. I mean, they've had crappy owner after crappy owner after crappy owner.
It's true.
You guys have no idea what a bad owner truly is. Is Stephen Ross perfect? Absolutely not. At times, I've accused Stephen Ross of being more interested in playing grab ass with Gloria Estefan and Fergie than he was, playing football owner. But the guy tries. The guy tries, and he has his faults. He's had his errors. That's why this lawsuit's going on, tampering, and But let me tell you a little secret about that tampering, ladies and gentlemen. There are two types: those that do it and those that get caught. And Stephen Ross was a dumbass that got caught. That's just the bottom line.
Yeah, that was it. He got caught.
What Gino's saying is everybody does it. So we just happen to be the ones that get caught. And I agree with that.
They came after us more because of all the other allegations of tanking, but they couldn't really prove that. So they said, let's just get him. But because they know damn well, man, tampering happens every darn year. Like these big multi-million-dollar contracts are done 1 minute when we're allowed to sign people now, and like 1 minute later, the deal's done. We worked out all the details within 10 minutes. So it's it's BS.
That's tanking. The Browns won 3 games in 2 years, 3 years. Yeah, they didn't tank a little bit. I mean, come on, tanking happens all the time in this league. The Indianapolis Colts didn't happen to tank the year that Andrew Luck was available, right? I mean, let's not play this stupid game and act like the Dolphins are the only team that ever tanked.
He's right.
Horse maneuver. Come on.
He's right, man. He's totally right. Yep. And if you guys didn't know now, you were listening live with Dolphins Daily with Rob Dolphins Thirsty and your boy JPF Scout and my main man, the notorious JP on Sports, Gino. And smash and hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to come in here and comment. We'd love to have you on the show. We'll drop the link if somebody really wants to get in.
Yep. Thank you, Justin.
No problem. Get that little business out of the way.
And if you like what you're hearing here today, always join in Wednesdays because, the notorious JP, we're going to try to get him here every Wednesday.
Yeah, he'll be here on Wednesdays, man.
Yeah. So anyway, moving forward against the Packers, are you guys concerned, or are you thinking that we should beat the Packers? I know you're a betting guy there, Justin. But I was thinking of you because all the point spread. Dolphins are like 4-point favorites, which is basically.
I don't like that spread. I don't like that spread with any team because it's just I would usually go the other way on it. But I think the Dolphins got something to prove. They have the last 3 weeks. They just haven't put it all together. They haven't got the results they wanted. I think they emptied the tank last week. They just didn't get the results that they wanted to.
Right. I know.
I am very concerned about the Packers. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. When I look at the defensive side, the first person that scares the crap out of me would be Clark, the nose tackle. You want to identify where he's going to be at all times. Then they got Preston Smith on one edge and this new kid, this Aguarba. I think his name is Aguarba or whatever his name is. He can pass rush too. You've got Jair Alexander out there is going to be trying to D up on our best receiver, which would be Tyreek. You see a double-digit win this weekend, Theo. I'm down, dude. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I predicted last night.
I do not see a double-digit win. I don't see that. Any game we get into is going to be a dogfight right now, just because of the time of year that it is. Green Bay is trying to get into the playoffs as well. I know they're on the outside looking in, but I'm not going to
have a chance.
Deny these people
like they have a chance.
Yeah, they got good wide receiver core in Watson and Dobbs and Lazard. They have 2 good running backs and one bigger one in A.J. Dillon and pass catching running back in Aaron Jones. And they got Aaron Rodgers. They're going to be in the football game unless we get out there and get lucky and put Rodgers into a lot of mistakes early. I don't know, man. I see it as a matchup just like last week. You're going to need to bring your A game. I don't care if you're at home or not. I know we got a 5-1 home record. We play a little bit better at home than we have on the road lately, especially
our defense for some reason.
Yeah. Well, what do you guys think? Gino, what you think?
Well, I mean, first things first, I want to mention A.J. Dillon is not at 100%, may not even play this game because he's being with the concussion issues. And with how the NFL is about concussions, I say this from a humanitarian perspective. I do hope he's okay. I do hope he plays. As a football fan, obviously, I want, we separate the human from the football. I hope he's okay. I do hope he plays.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't play, that is a huge, on a football perspective only here, folks, advantage for the Miami Dolphins.
Right.
Because that makes them one of their key weapons. If you look at the wide receivers Miami has had to face over the last 3-4 weeks, you've had Mike Williams, you've had Keenan Allen, you've had Stephon Diggs. And even though their secondary's beat up a little bit, I mean, that's a pretty nasty murderer's row that they've had to go
yeah.
I mean, Christian Watkins, Alan Lazard, Romeo Dobbs, however the hell you say his name. I mean, they're not bad, but I think this is a little bit of a breath, so to speak, for them. Now, never underestimate that quarterback under center. I mean, it is Aaron Rodgers throwing the football, who may be, actually, I will say it, even though he's not the Aaron Rodgers we once knew, he's the best at a lot of what they faced, with apologies to Herbert, with apologies to Allen. I mean, that is right now one of the all-time greats.
I agree.
So this is going to be a test. I mean, it's a good test for Miami. I think it's a winnable one? Yeah. Am I confident? Absolutely. The key to this one, I mean, this one I'm actually a little bit more, I said last week, punch him in the mouth, make it a time of possession game. This time around, I'm going to say play Miami Dolphin football. Air that son of a gun out. Make them beat you in an aerial assault because, look, we know the receiving game. That is a huge, yes, Steve, Cobb is still with the Packers. So Randall Cobb is still with them.
Yep.
Which that is a weapon for them. But you compare them, though, what they've got, even with Randall Cobb versus what Miami has, night and day. They cannot hang in a firefight with the Miami Dolphins. I mean, the more the passing turns into it, as good as Aaron Rodgers is, and he is elite, he's one of the all-time greats, the more Miami flings the football and the more they turn it into a firefight, the more it benefits them.
He's probably right.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that. I know, you're always pounding the table for run, Justin, but on this week, maybe he's right on that one. But also running helps too. You need balance for sure. And if you can help keep the ball, especially early, away from Aaron Rodgers, and you build up a lead, that'd be great. So
I mean, which would you rather face? Would you rather face their defense, just same as last week? Would you rather have their defense out on the field facing you all game, or their Aaron Rodgers and the Packers offense? Yeah. So I'd honestly maybe think about setting them down and having the same game plan as last week, but execute it better and don't let the offense get out on the field as much. I don't know, because I agree with you to a point, Gino. Like, I think that we can't take anybody as being like, oh, this is a breath of fresh air, especially for that secondary. It's played like shit. They need to step up. This is just as the hard of a test as any of those other guys will. Our D front will make his life miserable. Theo, I agree. I hope so. I thought that's what was going to happen last week too. We let the cat out of the bag too much. You let the mouse out of the house to scramble on us for 70 yards. You can't do that.
That big run he did killed us.
You just can't do things like that versus teams that are everyone wants to call elite. I'm going to say that they're good. I'm not going to give the Buffalo Bills their flowers yet. I think Bills are scared of us. I don't think they want to play us come
a third time
playoff time. No, I don't think they want to play us, because if so, we're going to kick their ass. I think we're ready to. I think we're ready to roll if we play someone like that, dude. I think we're going to come out to show. The Dolphins just can't beat themselves. I'm not going to sit here and say that the Bengals beat us and that the Vikings beat us and that the Niners beat us and the Chargers especially, or even the Bills. I'm going to say that the Dolphins beat the Dolphins, and that's why you have basically 6 losses. I'll give you the one loss versus the Jets. They maybe beat us, but man, I'll tell you what, this team just got to be ready to play this week, bro. They got to be ready to go. I know they were last week. You can't stop doing what you've been doing. The coach has to have them ready to go from the gate like they were this week versus the Bills. Yeah, man, I'm a little bit worried about the game. I've picked us to win every game so far this season,
right.
But I'm a little worried about this one. I think it's a game that some people would be like, if it was an AFC game, you'd be like, is it a trap game? In my mind, and heart of hearts, in my mind, I'm almost seeing it as a trap game because I don't want.
Since we're coming off that 3-game losing streak, I don't think it's a trap. If we had won like these 3 and we were coming off high, oh my God, we just won.
What are you going to say if we lose this game?
I wouldn't say it's a trap game. We just lost. You know, I just say
we can't be losing right now. It's
win.
December.
They know they have to win. They know it's not like, oh, we only have.
No, they knew they had to win last week too, and they didn't win.
But it's not a trap game. To me, like a trap game is like someone when you got an inferior opponent and you just think like.
Might not be a trap game, but they're getting caught up in a trap of losing still. Then
they're
going in trying to go into the playoffs. Like, are you gonna try to back off?
Yeah, if you want to say that's a trap, but as far as a trap game to me, it's like say you're playing some team with a crappy record and you know your big division games the next week. Then sandwich.
We have that. That's exactly what we have. Is next week is the Patriots.
Yeah, I know, but the Packers
are still in a playoff hunt, though. Technically, I mean, a team that's fighting for a playoff spot. That's a team that's fighting for a playoff spot. That's not really a trap game. I mean, if they were playing, let's say, I don't know who's fighting for number one over. If they were playing
the Texans again or something.
Texans, if they were playing Houston, right? That's a great example. If they
I understand what you guys are saying. You're saying because these guys are live, they're not into a trap. I'm talking about a trap scenario in their mind where they're going to be trapped into losing now for the rest of the year because they can't get the monkey off their back. And this one's one that everybody wants to win and everybody thinks we should win. And then we lose. It's kind of like the same scenario we had when we faced the Chargers. Everyone's like, well, we're going to beat the Chargers. Even me, dude. I was like, oh, well, Tua's going to go up there and light them up like a Christmas tree. Didn't happen, though, did it?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I think there's a scenario
like that. Definition of a trap game. Because to me, I always take a trap game meaning
like, then don't call it a trap game. Then call it a letdown game if you want to. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it. They should
win, but they could potentially stumble.
Lose. I mean, exactly. Yeah. And that's what the Dolphins do. They lose games they're supposed to win.
Because like I said, we won to start the season. We won 3 in a row. Then we lost 3 in a row. Then we won 5 in a row. Now we lost in a row. So if we go and lose 5 in a row to keep that trend, then we're really it's going to be.
And if we lose this game, I don't think we're cooked. But damn, bro.
No. To me, it's almost a must-win. I mean, if you read all the articles, all we have to do is beat the Patriots and the Jets, and we're in. But man, if you lose again, it's just, and the Patriots are going to want to make that. You know how we've knocked them out of like seeding. They still go on and win, but we make them have a little tougher road. The Patriots are going to say, "Oh, our playoffs is going to be beating the Miami Dolphins," and they're going to come out right out of that game to beat the Dolphins. So
let me ask you both this: do you think? I know, like. Gino, you just said we should go in there and just air it out and take them to school through the air on this game. But do you think maybe we should start playing a little bit different style of offense now? Because we didn't even have Jeff Wilson for that last game. Imagine what you could do with Jeff Wilson. You ran for 181 yards on Buffalo, who's the 4th-rated defense in the NFL. I mean, if we had Jeff Wilson, this kind of makes things a little bit different, I think. I think you should go out there and play a controlling style of football. Run the football, play tough defense, and open it up when you have to. Do you think that's a better plan for us going forward to maybe take the air out of the ball a little bit and play a ground control game because we have 2 good running backs, or do you guys just want to air it out?
Well, I say air it out early because if you look at who they're playing the next few weeks, you've got a Packers team that's got Aaron Rodgers again. I will rave reviews about Aaron Rodgers, a quarterback, till the cows come home. But then the receiving core is you've got Zach Wilson, I think, who is a ham and egger. Although that Zach Wilson did tear apart the Dolphins again, earlier in the season, so we can't overlook him. You've got Mac Jones, who looks like crap, and a ho-hum receiving core. My point is Miami has a decisive passing advantage and a receiving advantage over all these teams they've still got on their schedule.
That's true.
You could take it. I say you want to get it. You want to jump out to that early, like punch them in the mouth early, get out to that early advantage, and then don't get too ahead of yourselves. Like once you jump out to that early lead over those teams, they're not coming back. I'm just going to tell you that right now. They are not equipped. Not with Zach. The Jets, not with Zach Wilson. If you jump out to a 2-touchdown lead or a 3-touchdown lead, Zach Wilson ain't coming back. Mike White might, as much as I never thought I'd say that. Mike White might, but Zach Wilson ain't. Okay?
Right.
This Packers team ain't. Mac Jones damn sure ain't. Okay. Jump out to that early lead. If you get that 17-0 lead, then you control the clock. Then you be cautious. You can't play too safe, but you can't play too reckless either. Don't get full of your own fecal matter, for lack of a better term.
Right.
You don't need to prove brownie points by slinging a rock out there when you're up 21-0 or 24-0 and run up the score. That's horseshit. That's bully league garbage. It's we're above, and then you get reckless. You make turnovers and you put them back in the game. So there's a way around doing both. What you say, Justin, and what I think is air it out. I think you air it out early, you air it out often, but then when you jump out to that lead and try to make those teams come back and prove they can't, that's where we play it in the middle.
Right. So then you hit them late with that running game and wear them out. I get it.
Correct.
I'm down with that too.
Because
if you can get out to an early lead like that, that's a great plan right there.
Because think about it. Let's look at it like a boxing fight. I don't know if you watch boxing or not. What's your name?
Sure.
You say your name's Bobby? Thirsty Bobby? Your name's Bobby?
No, Robbie.
Robbie. All right.
I'm not a big boxing guy, but I'll let you do your analogy. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Go ahead.
Okay,
I'm
Robbie,
not a big
think about
boxing
this.
guy, but
if you watch boxing, you start hitting somebody early in the fight with haymakers. Even a person with the best chin and the most durable person alive, you hit them with haymakers early in the fight. You stagger them, you wobble them. They're woozy. They're just really rocked and rattled. You can't knock them down though. Then in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 10th round, you start hitting them with those jabs. You pepper them with those jabs. The jabs are effective. You're probably not going to knock too many people out with the jab, but that jab is just going to keep them and keep staggering them and keep them at bay. And that's where the run game comes into play. That run game is that nice, crisp jab.
That jab,
boom,
yeah,
boom,
I like
boom,
that
boom,
analogy.
boom.
Mm-hmm.
Where the haymaker or the left cross or
those bombs,
those
those cuts to Waddle and Hill.
yeah, like that hill, the 60-yard bomb to Hill or Jalen, those are the haymakers across, the uppercuts. The hand it off to Wilson, hand it off to Raheem. Mostert. Those are the stiff jabs, right up the middle. That's going to be like what closes out the fight and says, all right, I'm not knocking him out, but I've won the fight.
Right.
Let's close it out big.
I like that. I like that analogy.
I like how you tied the analogy, all boxing into the football. Very good. I like it.
It's a good analogy.
Yeah, no, it is.
I mean, you get them tired, dude, and you can start leaning on them in the 3rd and 4th quarter, like he's saying. Like that's like an old theory is if you can pass on a team, you pass early and often, and then you just run them down in the 4th and 3rd quarter, man. You bring in your closers like baseball, and you just run them over, man. I like it, bro. I'd go with that game plan all day on these last 3 teams. Yeah, I just want to control the rock, especially. I mean, I know Aaron Rodgers ain't what he used to be, but I don't want him beating us.
No, but he's still that old gunslinger that you got to worry about. It's just
sure.
I still.
Now that he gave that,
last year he was MVP. He doesn't have some of the weapons this year.
It's true. Now that Gino gave that analogy, it actually has me feeling better about the matchup on the receivers. Now I'm starting to think that the receivers aren't as good as I thought they were. Thanks, Gino.
I'm your neighborhood optimistic SOB. I can tear others down without making them sound like complete ham and eggers, but I make them sound better as a result. I'm like that guy on Plenty of Fish. Yeah, I'm partially broke, but I still have a house and a car, and I have gainful employment, so I'm not a bum that leeches off my parents. So,
right?
Yeah. No.
By the way, that guy he's got 7 tattoos and he's unemployed and he takes milk money off his mom and buys beer with it. So I have a way of making it sound right.
Hey, I like that one too. But yeah, Steve said it's just simple. I just want to win. Doesn't matter. I guess he doesn't care about the game plan, whatever. I just want to win. And that's the end of the day. That's what we want to, Steve. I just want them to win.
Yeah, we all want to win. We all want to win, man. Let's just hope that the Dolphins want to win as bad as we want to win, though. Because that's what it comes down to.
I think they do, Justin. I think they do, Robbie. Because look, these guys are competitors, and they know it's Christmas week, right? They've lost 3 straight games. We're going into the playoffs. They know their spot is not secure by any means. They've got New England breathing down their throat. They got the Jets breathing down their throat. They've got other teams in the AFC that are breathing down their throats for that spot. Spots are limited. This is not a guarantee. That spot that they once seemed secure in is slipping away. And even if they still got a handle on it, the last thing they want to do for morale is lose another game. They want to end this losing streak and go into the Christmas holiday in the last 3 games with some kind of look. It happens. Shit happens. Let's move on from this and let's win the next 3 games. Let's go into the playoffs with some kind of momentum, because even winning, that's a difference between them possibly having a home game Cincinnati or a Kansas City or a Buffalo, and I don't want to go to Buffalo and have to deal with them assholes throwing snowballs again. The same people that bitch to OSHA and claim that that Mother Nature was worked against them while they'll chuck snowballs like a bunch of hooligans.
Right.
I'd rather be at home in Miami. I'd rather see them have a home game than have to travel to play Cincinnati or somewhere else. I'm convinced at this point I'm convinced we're going to be playing on week 1 at this point, and that's fine. We're not going to have that bye, but I'd rather have a first round home game against whoever survives that monstrosity of the AFC South than have to go to Cincinnati. Or have to go to
Cincinnati's a team that's playing really
Casey
well
or Buffalo.
right now.
Yeah, those teams you just mentioned right there are all the teams I just wrote down right now as we're talking. Bills, Chiefs, Bengals, and then behind them, the Ravens. Out of all those teams in the AFC, which of those teams would you rather face in the playoffs? And this is not, obviously, Gino just brought it up. It would be a road game. Who do you want to play? Gino just brought it up. I don't want to play Buffalo throwing snowballs. I don't want to go to Buffalo. So where would you play? Chiefs, Bengals, both of them are playing good. Ravens, who scares you out of all those teams?
Well, they all do, but the Bengals, I think, right now.
Believe it or not.
Go ahead.
Bengals scare me the most. I'm going to be honest with you. The Bengals scare me the most because I think they still have the chip on their shoulder from last year's Super Bowl. I think they have the most to prove, man. And Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow took that as a personal affront when they lost that Super Bowl last year. It's like, look, that is not going to happen again.
Well, I think we all agree on the Bengals.
We all agree on the Bengals. Like, we were talking about this yesterday. Remember, Rob? And we're like, man, the Bengals are playing really good. I think I'd put some money on them right now. They look that good. Yeah, I agree, Gino. I think the Bengals are scary looking right now. I think they got something to prove. They got a damn good wide receiver core. They got good running backs, good defense.
Yeah.
I think I heard something about their pass rusher, though, was going to be down for like the next couple weeks. Hendrickson. You guys hear anything about
Trey? Yeah, Trey's good.
Yeah.
Trey's real good. Yeah,
I heard something about Trey being down.
One of the more underappreciated pass rushers in the league.
Yeah, he is.
He might be out. He might miss some action. You heard, Justin?
I heard he might miss some action. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that I haven't heard. But I know they're playing really well right now, and they got down against the Buccaneers, and then they just came and smacked the Buccaneers.
Is there anybody else in the AFC that is remotely even considered a threat out of those 4 teams? Bills, Chiefs, Bengals, Ravens. Anybody?
Let's just hope we can get the Dolphins.
The Chargers get hot.
Chargers, see, I'm gonna say. Let me see what do you got?
They're a stacked team. They're underachieving this year. But if they get hot,
Titans are the Titans. Titans don't scare you guys. No Titans.
No. I trust a positive self-administered pregnancy test as much as I trust Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, this guy's great. I love having him on the show.
Yeah, me too. So, Tennessee took a big step. I mean, heck, they were just the number 1 seed last year. They lost in the first round. Their first game. So they've taken a big step back.
Damn, you guys, I think it's kind of wide open if you really think about it. So Bills, Chiefs, Bengals, Ravens, Chargers.
Yeah.
Can we not say right now that we could beat any of those teams?
Yeah, you could. If you come with your A game, I think the Dolphins could. Now, will they? That's a big difference. But I think the Dolphins are capable of showing up against any other teams and getting a victory.
When you look at these teams right here, Bills, Chiefs, Bengals, Ravens, Chargers, the Dolphins have a better roster and better players than all of those teams, I think.
Well, I don't know about that. You got a little too far.
I give them more bricks than the Bills. I had them more bricks than the Bills last week. The only team that even would come close to having more bricks than us would be the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I think the Chargers, maybe. And I'm not getting into the Tua. And before anybody bitches on this, I'm not getting into the Tua versus Herbert conversation.
Don't do it.
But I think right now their secondary's healthier. I think their pass rush is – I don't know, man. I mean, Chubb and Phillips versus Bosa and Mack. You could flip a coin. I mean –
either or, right?
Their offensive line, though, is better. Their offensive line is much better.
It is.
It's like I think the Chargers maybe I think might be, it just depends. I mean,
right. If they get hot, like you were saying.
Yeah, that's,
It's a big if right now, right?
Oh, it's like then again, it's like if you could throw Baltimore in there. If Lamar Jackson comes back healthy and he has a fire under his ass, they could be dangerous too with that run.
Yeah,
game.
I got him on there.
But I don't, I don't trust Lamar Jackson in January either. So, and he's just,
agree.
He's not healthy,
Yep.
Yep. See, I thought we all thought the AFC was basically Buffalo's to lose, but they've shown some chinks in their armor this year along the way. So I don't think they're necessarily. They still may end up with the number 1 seed, but they still got to go into Cincinnati in the next couple. Not this week. I think they go to Chicago and then they go to Cincinnati. But right now they got the number 1 seed. But I thought in the beginning of the season, you told me I would think Buffalo might just be the AFC representative. And right now there's some chinks in that armor.
Heck, let's be honest though. Let's be honest, Robbie. Let's be honest, Justin. At the beginning of the year, in the preseason, we thought the AFC West was going to be a murderer's row. Right. That they were going to potentially send 3 teams into playoffs. Yep. Russell Wilson looks like he's shot. Nathaniel Hackett may be one of the worst coaches I've seen in NFL history.
He's terrible.
Him and Urban Meyer are neck and neck. Josh McDaniel proves that he sucks as a head coach. We knew that a decade ago. Why the Raiders thought he changed, I don't know.
It's true.
The Chargers are hanging on by a thread.
Don't forget Cameron though. When you start naming like worst coaches in NFL history, so.
He was terrible.
But I can name you my top 5. I'll save it for next week if you want my top 5. I'll name you my top 5 worst coaches. We've seen a couple of them in the last 10 years. I mean, we've seen some bad ones. We had one, a guy who shared the same first name and the same last name. I mean, he was pretty rancid, but
Adam Gase.
Oh, he sucked too. Yeah, he was trash, but
Yeah, he was bad. So I noticed after all those teams we put on that list, we left the Jets just off that list. So no one thinks the Jets are a threat with that defense. Is it because the quarterback position? Is that what's going on?
Yep. I think the Jets could sneak in if they had Breece Hall. If they still had a healthy Breece Hall, I think they'd be more dangerous than that. But I don't trust Zach Wilson. I don't trust Zach Wilson at all. Like I said, I trust Zach Wilson as much as I trust a glass of water in Tijuana, man. I mean,
right.
It's just like, no thanks,
But the Jets defense is real. I'll give them that. The Jets defense is scary good, man. I wish we had their defense in the past.
Same here.
Our offense, man, we'd be a dynamic team.
I wish we had Quinn Williams too, like they have, but we don't. That's the whole issue. But if you didn't know, now you are watching Dolphins Daily live with my man Dolphins Thirsty Rob and your boy JPF Scout. That's me, and we have our dope distinguished guest today, the notorious JP on sports. My boy Gino's in the house. He's here with us on Wednesdays. We be dropping diamonds on y'all's heads. Come in, check us out, hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget, when we get to a certain point, we're going to give away a hat or something like that. So we'll hook you guys up. Don't worry, man. I just wanted to get our business in and out of the way right there.
And you're right.
This Steele guy in the chat's giving me like serious. He's triggering my post-traumatic shitty Dolphin coach disorder. Man.
Joe Philbin. I'm getting queasy.
God.
No, we've had a bad run for sure. We've had a bad run.
There's been some bad ones.
We went from Nick Saban, who was a successful college coach,
who cut
it in the NFL, to hiring Cam Cameron, who sucked at the University of Indiana, who carried Marjorie Schottenheimer's bag, to a guy who never called plays in Green Bay, but we thought he'd be Captain Magic, to the guy who carried Peyton Manning's bags in Denver. I mean, Robbie, you, Justin, and I could have done the same thing. And his groundswell of success was he had a great year with Peyton Manning in 2014. Well, that's a shining accomplishment. I mean, Peyton Manning was his own coach out there. Peyton Manning threw for 5,000 yards. Well, Jesus, God, that's all it takes. God, I mean.
Well, I could have coached him. I could have said, hey, Peyton, go throw the rock around. That's what I would have told him.
Yeah, it's like, Peyton, go out there and have a good time. That's all you. What do you do here? Here's your water, Peyton. Here's your jock strap, Peyton. Here, make sure you put powder in your jock so your balls don't stink after the game. I mean, it wasn't exactly reinventing the wheel here. Oh, by the way, one season he took Jay Cutler from sock to stink. I guess that's a moderate win. But,
yeah.
I mean, the best we've had since Jimmy Johnson, who wasn't that great of a coach either. I'm sorry, Dolphins fans. We live in this glorious year that he was this great coach. The guy tried to turn freaking Dan Marino into Troy freaking Aikman.
Definitely.
But the best coach we've had since Jimmy Johnson, I'll give him because he won and made the playoffs, was probably Dave Wanstead, and that's like when we're talking about Bears sloppy seconds coaches that suck there. That's like we've been tortured, man. We've been tortured.
No, we have been. I mean,
I like Dan Campbell, man.
Dave wants us the second winningest coach in Dolphins history behind Shula. So
that sucks.
That's how bad we've been since Don Shula.
We should have kept Dan Campbell, man. Look what he's doing with the Lions now.
Yeah, I give him some kudos. He's gotten that. It looks like he got the Lions.
I knew he had that fire when we had him on that half last year of intern.
I said that too. We should keep Campbell. We should keep Campbell. I screamed that to anybody that wanted to listen.
Keep Campbell. Same here. I was too.
But Adam Casey, he's a great offensive mastermind because he stroked Peyton Manning off in 2014 in the locker room. I don't give a shit. Who cares?
Yep. I wanted to keep Dan Campbell.
Pee Wee Herman to do the same thing for free.
I wanted to keep Campbell, man. When we had him, I
definitely see that his players play for him without a doubt.
Dude, they're going all out for it. They're emptying the tank every game. That's what you need, bro. And you know what? The Dolphins have the players are playing for Mike McDaniel. They will empty the tank for this coach.
Sorry, that's my dog.
Oh, you're all right.
Even the dog thinks Dan Campbell should have been hired. Even the dog knows what's up, man.
See, the dog knows.
Exactly. He's voicing his opinion. But anyway, man, I just looked at the hours. So we're almost done, guys.
That's right.
Gio, I let you close out with your closing thoughts, and then I let you hit it up, Justin.
All right. Go ahead, Gino.
Well, hey, as always, it's a pleasure being on this distinguished program. Man. I thank you both for having me on. Much love to you both. Much love to the dog in the background who realized he realized Adam Gase sucked out loud. Man's best friend indeed. Hey, if this is the last broadcast until Christmas. I don't know what holidays you all celebrate, and I'm not going to offend you by cramming beliefs down your throat. But be safe, be happy. Hope you get everything you asked for. Know what's up. And just remember, hug your loved ones, man. Tell them you love them because you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. That's what this season is all about. Whether you celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, you don't celebrate anything. Celebrate with your loved ones because you may not have that opportunity next year. Much love to you all. Thank you for having me on. We'll see you next week.
Man. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, JP. Thank you. Have a
love
great
you, Gino.
one.
Love you, bro.
Absolutely, man. God, I love having that guy on the show, man. He's awesome, you guys. If you don't follow him on Twitter, you need to go over there and do so because
the notorious JP on Twitter.
He's a riot.
2 E's in V.
Yep, he's awesome. Go follow him.
He's a fun follow. Yep. Anyway, Justin, does it for us too. So tomorrow we do some throwback Thursday stuff like we always do. Talk about some of the good stuff in the past. Look forward to the future. And all that good stuff. So anyway, as always, thank you for being here today. Any closing thought for you today? I know we touched on Franco Harris and sorry that he passed away early. I
have a closing thought. My closing thought would be don't count your chickens before they're hatched. And like my buddy Gino just said, love your kids, love your family. Everybody go be with your family because you never know when you're going to leave this earth. And number 2, don't think that we're out of something that we're not out of yet. Don't think that it's out of the realm of possibility that, he said he hopes everybody gets what they ask for, Gino just said. Well, my present is quite simple what we want. I know what I want. I want to get a ring. I want to win a Super Bowl in my lifetime. Don't think that the dream is over. Don't stop believing. He who laughs last, laughs best. Go Fins.
All right, man. All right, guys. And mine, as always, remember, tackle that like and subscribe button. Again, if you guys don't come in over the next couple of days, because I know everyone's going to be traveling around the country to get to with their families. Thank you for joining. Tell your friends if you like us. Let us know if you want to be on here. I would drop a link in the thing, and you can join right with us. So anyway, with that, we're out of here. Thank you. Have a great one.
First kick, I snap into action. When I'm digging in the trenches, get dominated off the line of scrimmage. Read and react quick to make it early diagnosis. Hit you with the quick release like Marino Danny dopeness. Explosive change